I just need Brock to not turn the ball over. That's it. That's all I'm looking for in this game. Handle the team. We'll get the win. That's all that matters. They're in a dogfight right now in the NFC, tied with the Eagles and the Lions. Warriors taking the L last night. We were talking about culture, and the Heat obviously have a culture, Sam Lubman. What's the Warriors' culture right now? We can get back into that conversation and some New Year's resolutions for some of these Bay Area squads. But before we get to all that, we got to welcome in the one, the only, Joe Shasky. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Here's the Warriors' culture. It's a lack of self-awareness. Hey, I think I'm still a 99 overall. Really, you're an 86. I think I'm not a bully. No, really, all you do is bully other people who can't fight back and your teammates. I believe that I should be starting and playing 40 minutes. No, actually, you're 21 years old and you make a ton of mistakes. But, yeah, you should be playing more. It's a lack of self-awareness. That's the current culture of the Golden State Warriors.
I like it. Hey, how was your Chris?
Coming in hot.
He is coming in hot, but that's what we come to expect here. Come on, you think he's going to come into?
He operates at one.
You think he's going to go into the new year not coming in hot? Come on, man. How was your Christmas, Joe? First and foremost, come on. There's some big news you got to share here, buddy. You're burying the lead here.
Look, first off, thank you, Loveman. The summer of love is now the winter of love, and thank you, Spugatti, a.k.a. Joe Spadoni, my soprano brother. We welcomed a new baby boy home, and it's very difficult to keep things quiet in this modern day. Shout out to Matt Keegan, the greatest partner who ever lived, Vontae Hill, for holding it down, and everybody for kind of just keeping it close to the vest for my wife and I. And so Michelle and I are so happy, and my extended family and my friends, everybody's so happy, and we're just, God is good, man. You hear that a lot, and little LJ is just a bundle of joy. I'm getting no sleep though, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
But it's good, right? But it's okay, because people always try to scare you about that. You're not going to sleep or anything. But you know what? When you're taking care of a baby, a human life, that's okay.
No,
there's like a love there where you're exhausted, you're tired, but in a good way, if that makes sense.
Hey, let me tell you this. The baby industry is one of the most lucrative industries of all time. If I am not a radio host, I am going to develop nothing but other gadgets and things to sell to people when it comes to the baby stuff. I mean, there's specific baby disposers. There's all the little Huggies and the Pampers. There's a million different lotions and creams so their butts don't get shaved. I mean, Joey, it is an unreal racket. The only racket that is worse than the baby racket, and let me just quickly vent, because I was trying to build some baby things, okay? And I went to go use my Makita. Now, I bought this Makita 10 years ago, and for some reason, I couldn't find the charger. So I went to Home Depot, and I said, this is like the day after Christmas or whatever. I'm going to, assemble some baby things. And to buy a new charger was over $200. My men in the trades, electricians, plumbers, contractors, all you guys in the trades, it was cheaper to buy a brand-new set of 2 drills than it was to buy the charger! The charger! So I bought a brand new Makita. Not a Makita, it's technically a Milwaukee. I upgraded. But I am furious. You want to talk about a racket? Home Depot and the construction, I love Home Depot, but I mean, these people that build these drills, it is an unreal racket. 2 brand new drills, an impact and a compact or whatever the hell it's called, for $150. New battery charger, $225. You want to talk about a racket?
Well, I mean, you're on fire today already.
What are Joe's hotter takes? Sports takes, baby takes, or drill takes?
I mean, come on.
It's a racket, gentlemen. I mean, people talk about hot dogs get sold in an 8-pack and buns get sold in a 6-pack. The biggest racket out there. And my God, I'm so sorry. The people that work in the trades, I slept on this. The drills themselves are cheaper than the charger. What a joke.
Hot take. Keep it away from the baby. All right, baby's not crawling yet, but no drills near the baby. You're going to find out about all the different stuff you got to do to baby-proof the house, which I'm sure you're already starting to do. You got to cover up all the electrical outlets. You got to cover up everything. You got to make sure the dogs are... How the little doggies handling the baby? They got a new life form in there. How's that going?
Well, the older dog's a little rattled. I don't think he understands where he is in the pecking order. He's 12 years old. It's tough, but he's very protective. I mean, a squirrel goes running across the back fence, and he's barking like he's going to kill that squirrel on behalf of the family for the honor. The little dog is trying to endear herself to him by licking every portion of his body. I mean, cheeks, face, eye crust, you name it.
That's right.
She wants in. She wants to lick everything. And the baby's just, I mean, he's just a pooping delight.
That's awesome. That's what I'm saying. You got all the different diapers, you got all the stuff, fun stuff that comes out of there. Oh, man. I'm so happy for you, Joe. I know you and Michelle, this has been quite a journey for you guys. So when you told me the news, I damn near cried, man, because I know how difficult it can be. I'm a father of two, but I've had our shared struggles as well on that end. So damn happy for you, man, and just cannot wait to meet the little guy. We got a little gift for him. So whenever you're coming in, just take your time, obviously, man. And Dan, just so happy for you.
Well, look, man, today's not the day, but I will share our journey one day. And I think it's appropriate because I'm sure there are a lot of people that have gone through just troubles and toughness. And it's very difficult because you can't control things that are out of your control. And I'll just say this, man. God is good, and there are really good people on this world. I know everything is negative on the internet, and everybody's hateful, and this is the new thing that we're going to rage on. But in reality, when you peel it back in the real world, there's a lot of really good souls out there. And my wife and I have had a lot of love to share, and thank God, God has blessed us and knocked on our door. And, man, I can't be happier, bro. I'm going to try to be the best freaking dad I can possibly be. I'm going to make a million mistakes, and that's why pencils have erasers, Joe.
That's right. Hey, you know what? As long as you're trying and you're being present, that's all. That's all you can do. There's no. They try to make books for this stuff, Joe. Don't listen to that crap. Don't listen to any of the mommy bloggers. I'm sure Michelle's going to tell you about all this sort of stuff. Maybe we should be doing this. Maybe you're going to find your own path, and you guys are going to be just fine. All right. There's no perfect manual to how to be a parent. Hell, my parents had 10 kids. All 10 of us are different, and there's a set of twins in there, so it's very different. With all these different kids and stuff like that, so you guys will be doing great. But I got to put the round of the I got to put the round of the table real quick, Joe. Your boy Brock Purdy, I'm concerned. I mean that performance he had on Christmas, man. They're not protecting this guy. He's getting hurt. I'm worried about his performance in Washington now. If he starts turning the ball over there, we got real concerns heading into the playoffs.
Look, there's multiple things can be equal at the same time, right? Ralph Barbieri, two things can be equally true. But the reality is this. He played like dog crap. It's okay to say it. Like, Steph Curry has bad games. Did you watch last night? Him and Clay, they could hit the right side of a barn. Like, that happens. That doesn't mean that you hate that person. You want them removed. The sky is falling. The end is near. That was by far his worst game in the NFL. I charted it back, okay, me and the little guy. We were watching the footwork. We were watching the pocket presence, and I was making astute points so that my son could be the next Greg Cosell. And the next thing I know, I go, dude, I charted 8 miserable, horrific decisions at minimum from Brock Purdy, which is so out of the norm. I mean, guys, this happens. Guys do have bad games. I know we don't want to admit that. Guys do have bad games. I want to see him shake it off. I want to see what he does this week. Let's see him respond. I think he's earned the benefit of the doubt. The guy's played 20 lights-out games, maybe 2.5 suspect games. That's a pretty good ratio. I mean, you continue on that trend, and you're going to be a Pro Bowler for 5 of the next 10 years. You know what I mean? I'll live with that. But the reality is this. The worst decision he made in that entire game, they got the ball back to start the second half. It was 3rd down. He threw the ball right into a guy's face mask. And I said, he's just rattled right now. He just doesn't have it. Inaccurate, not feeling it in the pocket. I thought he was looking down at the rush, not looking at where he was going to throw. And credit Baltimore. Baltimore kicked our butt in every single phase. That happens. The other team gets paid too. Lamar Jackson was excellent. Now, when it comes to the MVP conversation and all that, there is something to be said. And I don't know if today's the day, but down the line, what do you do when everyone's out? What do you do when you're in adverse situations? I've always believed in that. The real maker of a soul, Steph Curry, is great. Why? Because he elevated a putrid franchise. Why do people like Paolo Banchero? Because Orlando has been irrelevant for 2 decades, or ever since Rashard Lewis left. What you do to an organization when it's all surrounded by muck really elevates you. When I look at Brock Purdy, he inherited a great situation, right? And he's made the most of that. He gets a lot of credit for that. But when things get down, do you show your true colors? That's what I want to see what he's like this week. I'm not going to lose my mind. It was a horrible performance. It doesn't mean that he's done. It doesn't mean they can't win the Super Bowl. They got bodied, and they need to bounce back. But there is something to be said for, that's the first time I can remember the Niners got physically beat up by another team in the Shanahan era when they were pretty fully healthy.
Yeah, it was it was very, very crazy to watch. Again, I think it was a bit of both things going on there. Brock just having a bad night, and he just happened to pick a very, very good defense to have a bad night against. I mean, you can tell, it seemed early on that the Ravens' pass rush absolutely had him rattled. And it's like we really hadn't seen him flustered like that in a game since maybe the Cleveland game. And Shasky, we had Brian Baldinger on, and he kind of talked about how the Ravens defense, the Browns defense, there's a lot of similarities there. I don't know how much of that Browns game you got last night, but it's looking like one of those, Browns or Ravens, they could very well be the favorite in the AFC right now, just on the defenses alone. Well, if Joe Flacco's completely turned things around with the Browns in terms of how we look at them offensively.
My guy, Joe Flacco.
I do honestly, but I do not want to see Joe Flacco in the freaking Super Bowl.
Well, that was going to be my next question. So if it comes down to it, Ravens or Browns, if there is one rematch you'd rather the Niners not have to deal with, which is it?
Ravens. I'd rather not deal with the Ravens. That's the team. I mean, they're just a really good team. And look, that wide receiver, Zay Flowers, kicked their ass. I mean, guys, you got to call it what it is.
Well, also, Shasky, they're doing these swing passes to him all the time, and the Niners DBs are playing 6 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they're doing these swing passes out of the backfield. I'm watching this game. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, can we play up on the line a little bit, maybe jam them there and try and at least get into the backfield a little bit sooner?
Sam, have you ever seen Fred Warner look so inept in the open field? He just fell to the ground.
Lamar Jackson took his soul.
You're talking about one of the greatest athletes in the league right now in Fred Warner. Everyone would say, yeah, I'd take him 1 or 2 overall when it comes to linebackers. Like if we were just having a fantasy draft. And Lamar Jackson put him on skates. I mean, Lamar Jackson was unbelievable. He deserves a ton of credit. And I didn't think he even had a great performance from the pocket, if we're being 100% honest. I mean, he's just an unbelievable player, so unique, so dynamic. How stupid is it for all these teams that didn't want to trade 2 first-round picks?
I know.
Atlanta, go to hell. But real quick, guys, the reason why, and I want to get real dorky for a second, and I'm not going A gap, B gap, touchdown, stand.
Hard dorky. Let's
hard press man. Shout out to Bully Ball man.
Exactly. Big physical defensive lines really give the zone blocking scheme fits. Outside of Trent Williams and Aaron Banks, the other guys are a little light for their position, and they want to get movement, and they want to be athletic. And I think sometimes when you just line up and go up against a big, thick, physical, dominant front, that's going to give the zone blocking scheme fits. I think that's a very schematic, kind of discussion point, but I do think that there's some relevance there. Philly, when they were really good last year, this year against Cleveland, this year against Cincinnati, this year against the Baltimore Ravens, I think there's something there.
Well, I'm interested next week, too. I mean, I don't want to look up past the Washington Commanders here, but Jacoby Brissett.
Get out of here.
I know.
He will be getting out of here.
I don't even know what they're doing. Yeah. I mean, I'd rather see Sam Howell finish out the year. You know what Jacoby Brissett is. They're trying to play for their job. Their jobs are done anyways. And by the way, Chiefs missed their guy, Eric Bieniemy. No one's talking about that. But I'm looking to the Rams, Shasky, and we had Baldy on earlier in the week. He thinks the Rams might be the biggest test for the Niners and the scariest team that they could play. Stafford's hot. Nakua, Kupp, Aaron Donald. I kind of don't want no parts of them come playoff time.
Well, and think about it. Raheem Morris has been an excellent DC. They're doing it with a bunch of guys nobody knows the name of. It's all 4th, 5th, 6th rounders, and they're killing it right now on both sides of the ball. And let's call it what it is. Matt Stafford does have a ring. Look around the NFC landscape. Who's got a ring? Who's got a ring in the NFC where they've done it? They've won an NFC championship game. They've won a Super Bowl. He's done it. I mean, I know it's painful to say, Niner fans. He's done it. Who else? I missed that, Levin. What?
No, it's a good point. No one else is in the NFC. I don't see.
No, I don't think there are any other NFC quarterbacks with a ring right now.
And that bastard McVay, I mean, every time you think that you're going to stride the stake through that dude's heart, he just comes up like the Undertaker. And the next thing you know, I told you guys about Kyron Williams. I mean, that guy's an absolute stud. These Notre Dame guys, I know you guys want to poop on Notre Dame at every single turn. Have you seen the kid Hamilton, the safety for Baltimore Ravens? Have you seen Kyron Williams? I don't know. Those guys look pretty good in the league.
Michael Mayer, tight end for the Raiders. Those Raiders, by the way, huge win on Christmas, Joey. I cannot tell you how happy I was to watch Brittany Mahomes consoling Taylor Swift and vice versa. Travis Kelce throwing the helmet. The Chiefs are in shambles right now in the AFC. It's pretty unbelievable.
You guys play video games, right? So when you're a 99 overall and you dip down to an 89 overall, you're an all-time legend. I think we kind of have seen glimpses of this with Klay Thompson. I think it's harder for an all-time legend to slightly lose a step than it is a role player. I think the role player has already acquiesced his game to be able to fit, his role. And as he starts to slow down and diminish, he can still find a way to stay in the league. Like the Vince Carter role, where you go to I'm a straight bench guy and I'm going to embrace it for 7-8 years at the end of my career. I think it's a lot harder than we give it credit for. Look at what Travis Kelce is going through. He's lost a tiny little step. Still a great player. A tiny little step. He emotionally can't control it. He can't. He's having a very good. It's not has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. I think it has to do. He's going through something very similar to what Klay Thompson is. Klay is a little more severe. I think that's pretty obvious. But Travis Kelce slightly loses a step, and the guy's psyche is out the window. I mean, just look at it. Watch the games.
So, definitely something to keep an eye on there. So, Shasky, something we've been talking about on the show this morning is obviously, what teams had successful 2023s. But we're also kind of looking forward to 2024 in terms of what each team in the Bay Area could do to make 2024 a successful year. Obviously, for the Niners, it's got to be a Super Bowl. Is there anything else the Niners could do in 2024 shy winning a Super Bowl that would make this next year feel like it was a success? And then same for the Warriors, and I guess we got to bring them up, the Giants. What does a successful 2024 look like for each of our Bay Area teams?
Well, I mean, the Niners have put themselves in a position where it's championship or bust, right? And that's amazing. It's a great spot to be in. And they would tell you they want to be held to that standard. And that's why I really love Kyle and John Lynch and what Jed York has built. I mean, the guy gets tons of credit. And it's a tough position to be in because there's only one team at the end of the year that can be happy. And it's a great spot. It's a great spot. Let's go to the Warriors. I mean, guys, love the Warriors. There's a log jam of third and fourth options. They need a number two. This is so obvious. They need a number two or a number one. I love Steph Curry. Steph needs a 1A or a 1B or somebody to play off of him. The way LeBron has Anthony Davis. The way all these guys are pairing up with other dudes. They have a bunch of 3 and 4s. And then you wonder why on a night when a bunch of 3 and 4s aren't hitting simultaneously, it looks ugly. Because 3s and 4s aren't consistent. Andrew Wiggins is not going to bring it every night. Kuminga's not going to bring it every night. Klay can't bring it every night. They can give it to you 2 out of 3 nights. 1 out of 3 nights. They can't bring it every night. So I think the Warriors, for them to be successful, a trade has to happen. They just have to break this thing up in some way. I don't know what that looks like, but they need to be willing to accept their reality. Self-awareness is the most important trait in life and in sports. And right now, they're delusional. This is not a championship team. You're forcing the issue. You're losing days by the minute. The sand is coming out of the hourglass. The embers of a dynasty is burning out. Make a trade. I look at the Giants.
Farhan,
Why do I look at the Giants? I love the center fielder that they got. Now, they might have overpaid for him. I love it. I don't love their front office. I don't love how everyone is making excuses for them left and right. Do not pay Cody Bellinger or Matt Chapman. Stand pat and make a damn trade. Grow a pair, put them on the table, and make a trade, Farhan. Do it. And the other thing that I want to say when it comes to the Giants, build your team the right way. Defense, youth, and pitching. Do those things. You'll be fine. Don't overpay for Blake Snell. You know the $200 million contracts never work for 5 and dime pitchers. I know he's a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. Do not get him. The Giants just need to make a trade. There are guys out there under team control that you can go get. There have been 5 great trades in the last 2 years, and you've been a part of none of them. Francisco Lindor, Matt Olson. Go around the league and look. The Giants have the ammunition. Make a damn trade.
No, I agree with you a lot there, especially on the trade front. Because, you look at, obviously, you're hearing reports they're apparently having back and forth with Matt Chapman. That feels like that signing's inevitable, though. I think the only thing worse than signing Matt Chapman would be somehow finding a way to finish second for Matt Chapman. But I'm with you, Shasky. I'm not that sold on Blake Snell. He's had 2 really good seasons. Those were Cy Young seasons. Outside of that, he's been okay at best, good sometimes. If he's your number 3 starter next year, I think I'm feeling good there. If the Giants are making a trade, though, again, you've mentioned Pete Alonso. Corbin Burns at the top of my trade list right now if I'm the Giants in terms of trying to upgrade the pitching depth behind Logan Webb.
I would love Corbin Burns, but here's the deal. This is the difference between Corbin Burns and Blake Snell. I don't need to give Corbin Burns $200 million. He's in the final year of a $10 million deal. I think he's got arbitration this year. That's totally reasonable, and I would trade for him, and then I would try to work out a 2 or 3 year extension. You don't need to give. You wouldn't give Kevin Gosman 115, but you'll give Blake Snell 200 plus.
It makes no sense.
What are we? What are we smoking crack rock? What are we doing here? I mean, seriously. And there's no more fragile position in baseball, as evidenced by Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, Barry Zito, whether it's psychologically or physically, than pitchers. Just go in the 20 years that we've been giving out mega deals. One contract has worked out for a pitcher, Max Scherzer. Name another one. I will wait. Name another one.
You'll be waiting for a long time.
Garrett Cole's actually been pretty well. He just won a Cy Young. I understand the Yankees' expectations.
Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole's been really good for that team.
He got $320 million.
He did.
They haven't won a playoff series.
I mean, it's not his fault. That's just the Yankees paying him that much. But I hear you. Real quick,
like Garrett Cole. I like him.
Real quick, I know we're up against. Yeah, no, we're up against it. What did you make of Jonathan Kuminga's comments to Marcus Thompson II in The Athletic, basically saying, you know what? I don't know what my role is. It's hard for me and stuff like that. It feels like we've just been having this conversation in regards to Kuminga for so long now. And you saw him and Wiggins on the court together. They're just all-time low. When those two are on the court together, it's just bad basketball. It feels like one of those guys are going to have to be moved come the trade deadline.
Has any guy turned back into a pumpkin more than Andrew Wiggins?
Not even close.
My God. It's like this is the ultimate. The glass slipper has turned back into a pumpkin. The guy just looks so disinterested. And this is so obvious. Yeah, a young 21-year-old ascending player getting only 25 minutes a game thinks that his role should be bigger. I can say that for so many different players around the league. Have you raised a child? Joe, you're raising a child. At one point, your 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old will only be playing 2 or 3 quarters and I should be playing all 4. That's what young players think, and I want that confidence in them. I blame roster construction for the redundancy of players that you have on the floor right now. Mm-hmm. Look at this team. Who's their second-best player?
He's suspended right now.
That might be it.
If he's your second best player, you're not winning a championship.
You're in trouble. Shasky, before we get out of here, though, I got a 2-parter here. You mentioned little baby LJ. I assume what's the full name there? Is that short for something?
Yeah, Leonardo Jamie.
Oh, we got a Paisan in the house. Let's go.
I knew Spadoni would love that.
Shout out the Blue Ninja Turtle.
The most important question I feel like we can ask you today: what will be little LJ's first jersey? Do you go with the hot hand in Brock Purdy? Do you go with the safe choice in a Stephen Curry? Do you go in the legend category with the Barry Bonds or Joe
Shasky
Montana
on the back? What
do we
go
personalized jersey here? Do we what's the plan with his first jersey?
Well, you have to know players come and go. Family ties to these teams are for life, bro. For life, like NWO, for life. And it's going to be probably a Shasky jersey. We're going to probably do that. And then we got a couple of, I wear a shirt, my wife wears a shirt, and the baby wears a shirt. People have given us a lot of those kinds of,
the matching outfits?
Yeah, they're pretty cute. I got to say, I'm not one of these, oh, that's adorable, oh, that's cute. These little baby outfits. My God, this kid has gone through more laundry in a couple of weeks than anyone I've ever met in my life. Oh, my God. The amount of diapers and the amount of clothes. I mean, the water bill is through the roof. The electrical bill is through the roof. This kid's already eating me out of house and home. It's unbelievable. And I swear to God, if my wife orders another trinket from Amazon to make this baby's life slightly better, I'm going to lose my man. I said to her 10 times, man has raised baby in cave for 5,000 years. We don't need more crap coming to this house.
Oh, that's just you wait, buddy, because you got Christmas here and you're going to have more Christmas. The Amazon boxes will not be stopping. You're going to be coming in every single day. You're going to get back from work. What the hell is this on my doorstep? I swear to God. Happens all the time. Oh, we needed this. No, we don't. We don't need more stuff. I'm trying to constantly get rid of stuff. It only gets worse with 2 of them. The laundry bills is going to be through the roof. Just wait until you have all the blowouts happening. It's just, we're up against it, Joe. But thank you so much for calling in, man, and telling everyone that you're the new daddy. We're so damn happy for you, dude. Loveman, Bonte, all of us are so damn happy. Whenever you come back, hey, take all the time you need, man. We're here for you, here for Michelle, and can't wait to meet the little guy.
Okay, Team of the Year in 2023 was 95-7 the game, and that's the honest-to-God truth. We had a banner year, and it starts with the boss, the CEO, if you will, Matt Nahigian. And I guarantee we're going to roll that back into 2024. I can't wait to come in and kick the ever-living crap out of every freaking team and hold them accountable and praise them when they win and rip them to shreds when they lose for whatever the reason being and have a hell of a lot of fun along the way. And it's because you, the audience, who've been sending me nothing but messages while I've been out wondering why I'm out. You guys truly care about us, and you've created a community. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart on behalf of Bonte and everybody at 95.7 The Game. We love you. And without your guys' passion, there is no station. So the best team out there is our freaking audience. You guys are the freaking best. Thank you for the wishes. Thank you for the messages. Love you guys. And Loveman, Bugatti, hold it down for me. I'll see you next week.
All right, man. That's Joe Shasky right here. And we're going to